transformation doesn't just happen overnight. It doesn't happen because you make some kind of big statement that you're going to change your habits, your lifestyle. Transformation actually has to come from within. And in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what that means. And I'm going to share with you my own transformational story of going from a quiet, shy, introverted person to a more confident, outgoing person that stands here today. Let's dive in. So when we hear of this word transformation, we think of something big, something huge, like the Transformers, like literally changing from this like teeny little car thing to this massive, huge, like badass, cool. It all seems really cool, like you're being this like most optimal version of yourself and everything is just amazing. But when it comes to true transformation, it's all about death and rebirth. What I mean by this is that the old self must die so the new self, this new transformed self, can be reborn and then go forth as this new version of yourself. And this can only happen when we go within, when we transform ourselves from within. And what does this mean by transforming ourselves from within? It means doing the inner work, looking at our inner functions, our belief systems, our shadows, stories that we formed, shedding the ego self, shedding these layers, these ideas, this illusion that we thought we had to be. In order to survive, we form the sense of self as survival, so then we can thrive in society. And when we transform within, we deconstruct everything we thought we had to be, these belief systems and the shadow self. And then we realize that the true divine self is underneath that. It was present all along, but it's about shedding that old and so rebirthing this new. And this has been part of my own journey. I felt like I've gone through a rebirth about 2 times since my spiritual awakening, or I could say it's like an activation or another spiritual awakening. Before I experienced my spiritual awakening, I had this belief that I wasn't good enough, I'm not capable, I'm shy, there's something wrong with me because I'm shy. I grew up throughout my whole life being told that I'm shy, I'm quiet. Every school report was that she's good, but she's just a little bit shy. Even in the workplace, when I started working, I was told you're one of the quieter members, staff, and I was actually shamed a lot at my first workplace when I first entered the employment world, that I was not good enough. It wasn't acceptable almost that I was shy, and I was just told that the staff there are trying to talk to you but you're not like engaging, which was absolutely complete BS. And the fact is, I just don't want to talk to people that like give off weird energy, and I couldn't give a fuck what you got up to on the weekend. Like, if you can relate to that, do give it a thumbs up. So I know we're on the same page. But I was very introverted, and I still am in some ways, but introversion and being shy are not quite the same. Introverted means how we use our energy. We like to isolate ourselves almost to fill up our cups again. We kind of recharge by being alone. And so I had this personality, this sense of self, that I was just shy. I couldn't even go to job interviews. I couldn't even do things because I felt so scared. I was so shy. And so this really held me back in life. And when my son was about a year old in 2021, I started kind of doing a little bit of digging, going down rabbit holes, and I started to notice things about the world. And then I went through a spiritual awakening. And what helped me to accelerate that spiritual awakening and feel high vibe a lot of the time was to let go, doing the inner work. And what I realized was that I was actually doing a lot of deep shadow work, and I was not bypassing anything at all. When I felt something come up in my body, or I had this constant thought about something that was not a typical behavior pattern, it might have seemed toxic, or I was questioning, why do I think like that? I would go and sit with it, I would journal, I would meditate. And I really got to know my shadow, my beliefs, my toxic behavior patterns, and all my inner child wounds. And I did so much inner work, that healing. And by doing this, what happened was I went through that process of alchemy to change who I was on the inside. I let go of all of that belief about myself being shy, being quiet, and not being able to do what I do now, and having all these ideas in my mind but not following through because I didn't feel like I was good enough. And I would always question myself, like, what is wrong with me? Why can I not be as confident as that person? Like, holding the crowd's attention, like if we were at a staff meeting and they were like getting all of the attention and they were like holding the conversation, I was just there quiet on the end of the table eating a meal. So all of those stories that I held on to, I shed, I let go of, and that old version of myself was gone. I shed that ego self, that sense of self that was heavily attached to those stories, in order so then I could embody this more confident, this more higher vibe version of myself. So this process of letting go was enabled me to transform and alchemize my inner world. And if you want to know what this step-by-step process is, come and join me on the 8th of April at 8 p.m. UK time for Inner Alchemy, the Path to Transformation workshop. This is a 2-hour workshop to help you unbecome everything you thought you had to be, to dig deep in your inner world and learn this step-by-step process to help you embody a more higher vibrational self and let those old beliefs die. So if you're somebody that is stuck in their life, that you have inner child wounds, you want to understand your beliefs a bit more, you just want to learn about the process of alchemy, join us on the 8th of April. Just click the link in the pinned comments below to sign up now. There will be a replay, but it will be for limited time only. So transformation is not about making this huge statement, I'm going to create this new lifestyle or new habits. Because what happens if we say that we're going to start this new habit or trying to stop an old habit? We don't follow through with it. We go back to old habits. We don't change our lifestyle. It's because we haven't changed the core self, the beliefs, that identity that we believe we are. And in the workshop, we will dive into the identity, also dive into how to navigate everyday life, everyday suffering, to alchemize that energy so you can go from like victimhood to more empowerment. So don't forget, if you want to come and join us, click the link below. But for now, if you want to continue this journey about transformation, check out this video next, where I dive into the topic of self-improvement versus self-acceptance. So with that being said, I'll see you in that video. Much love.